And what is up, everybody? Thank you for staying up late on a Friday night with us. My name is Pep Fernandez. That is Jeff Gorham. And Jeff, week 5 of the high school football season.
It is blowing by, Pep.
Man, okay, so we've got a show tonight. It might not be as, big.
What?
Plentiful as a normal show because a lot of teams are having their byes this week, right? If you played in week 0, there's probably a good chance you took tonight off to get ready for league play.
Well, then you were dumb. Don't take any nights off. I want football. But we did have some good games.
Yeah, we did have some great games. And there's two philosophies. You either play 10 straight weeks and start in week 1, right? Or you start in week 0 and try to take maybe a bye tonight to get ready for league play the following week.
Oh, I think they should play football at least 2 days a week. I watched this thing on Netflix this week. It was called BS University. Have you seen it?
I saw the thumbnail. I haven't clicked on it yet,
I'm telling you, they were playing games 1 day apart. I think we should inherit that with the CIF.
Oh, it was that school, the fake school. The fake school. That's right. Yeah,
It was called the BS University. It was whatever they were. That started
in
with
Ohio or whatever that was. Yeah.
But what a great show. But no, we can't do that. We can't play football on a Thursday and then play on a Sunday like they were doing.
We got some real games tonight, week 5. Again, kind of a diet version of high school football this week with not everybody in action, but still enough to do a show. And Jeff, we got highlights from Centennial, Riverside Poly on the road. We got Cajon, we got Rancho Verde. We got a lot of good stuff to get to, but we're going to start with the Riverside TV Game of the Week. You and Gazal had it live tonight as the Wolves and the Huskies got together in a Riverside rivalry game.
King is playing everybody. North is playing everybody in this city. And like Steve Madrilla said, the ex-baseball coach over at King High School, we should really have a city championship. And I'll tell you what, we've had almost all of it, except we haven't had Norte Vista versus King. That would be the winner of who could be the city champ in Riverside. But tonight was a pretty darn good game. Surprise ending, but very, very good.
I would like to see that King versus Norte Vista game. And speaking of Novi, they played on the road out in Pasadena at Mura, and we actually have some video from that one as well, a little bit later.
Mura was the Division 10 state champions last year, and a very, very tough formidable foe for Ken Batdorf and crew.
All right, so with that said, let's get into the highlights. King taking on JW North. You can watch the entire game right here on Riverside TV. The Wolves going to work early, and
Josh Harper.
Josh Harper again. He's having a great year at QB for the King Wolves.
Great block. This led to the turnover. There was 2 turnovers early in the game, but a great block. They almost blocked 2 in this game, but it was all King. King had a nice. That would be Lucas Aquindawa. He's got a Kudagawa. There's a great.
That's exactly what you said.
Yes, a Kudagawa.
Was that Cam Shannon going to the end zone?
Cam Shannon throwing deep to Mr. Boucher, Dylan Boucher, Bobby Boucher's brother. And then here is the kickoff return as Blake Bowen, who just came off the World Championships of the 15 and under baseball in the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, he's a great baseball player.
He goes 97 yards in his first game back. He had 2 touchdowns in this game. He had 1 receiving and that 97-yarder, and it was a great game for the Wolves. Then, of course, you have the great quarterback, Harper, throwing into Sam Green. They had 4 different players score today, and here's the big touchdown from Bronson Hogue, and that was all that King and North, or all that North could muster. 14-38. King rolled well tonight, and I'll tell you what, both teams played mistake-free football. John W. North, the first game of the year, I think they had 300 yards in penalties. They had less penalty yards than King, but King, with the addition of Harper, who just first came back. I mean, he only practiced a few days. He did some workouts before, but came back. He was the star of this ball game. And I'll tell you, Blake Bowen, Another great player. Josh Harper, great quarterback.
Sam Green, right?
Sam Green.
We've said his name like every single week.
But Sam Green only had 3 receptions, 1 for that touchdown, but he did an amazing job on defense. Their defensive ends really took Cam Shannon out of the game. They kept him in the pocket. That pocket closed, and it was game over.
So as we go through the highlights tonight and look at Week 5, we're going to at least glance ahead a little bit, take a sneak peek at Week 6, which will be the first week of league play for most of our teams. So, Jeff, real quick, King will take on Great Oak in that Big West Conference Lower Division opener next week. And that feels like 2 teams that if you win that game, you're going to have an inside track to maybe a league championship. 2 teams that figured to be in the mix for that league title.
Yeah, and talking to Coach McMains before the game and then after the game, the interview, he said, you know, what's your goal? Well, they went 3-2 in the preseason, playing some pretty good teams. His goal is to win a league championship. And he said, hey, our goal starts next week with Great Oak, and then it's going to finish. It's going to be a great year, especially in that division.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun, a lot of close games, I think, coming up. All right, we move on from that game to Centennial at home tonight against Liberty from Arizona. And, Jeff, there was so many layers to this Centennial game. For one, going into this game, there's a little bit of discrepancy, but we think going into this game that if Matt Logan won tonight, that he would tie Norco's Gary Campbell for the most career wins in Riverside County. If he won tonight, he'd have 279, which would tie him. And do you know who holds the Inland Empire record for most career wins?
Most career.
Think about it. He's a legend. What?
Dick Bruick.
Dick Bruick.
Of course, yes. And
so,
between his son and dad, I think they have, 500 wins.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it's over 500 wins. I know that.
Dick Bruick is somewhere in the 290s, I think. I forget the exact number. But if Matt Logan continues to win at a Centennial pace, as we assume he will, he'd probably break the IE record next year. So there was that. And then you're going to see some of the video, too. Centennial has a brand new video board. They've got choreographed lights that go off with touchdowns, fireworks. It's a whole thing. There's Matt Logan trying to tie the great Gary Campbell tonight with career win number 279 with the Huskies. And yeah, and they turn off the lights and they play music, and it's choreographed and the lights going on and off. It's a whole thing out there.
You know what it is? It's fantastic.
It is like fantastic. The world of art. What do they call it?
Yeah, the world of color.
The world of color. Thank you. That was Centennial on 4th down, going for it in the red zone, but Liberty, the Lions, picked them off there, turned them away. Centennial next offensive drive. Cornell Hatcher rips off a big run, crossing the 50-yard line. Same drive. This time it's going to be Hassan Longstreet to Corey Butler. Another big pickup for the Huskies. This game felt like a track meet. Another 4th down facing Centennial. And this time it's going to be Liberty with the sack. So twice.
Wow.
Liberty on 4th down comes up big against Centennial, turns the Huskies away with no points. Liberty's got a really great quarterback. His name is Navi Bruzon, and he goes off on this touchdown run. Bruzon makes it 7-zip at that point for Liberty. But you know Centennial was going to battle back. Longstreet to Noah Westbrook. Nice pass play there. Big pickup there for the Huskies. Same drive, and there goes Hatcher. Takes matters into his own hands, crosses the 50. It's a foot race, and Hatcher's going to win that one down the sideline for the first Centennial touchdown of the game. That ties it at 7 apiece, and there's a big student section. You kind of see the video board in the background as well as Cornell Hatcher, long touchdown run, ties the game at 7 apiece. Liberty back the other way. John Wilson, number 32. Big run here. Gets close to the pylon inside the 5. That sets up this. Wilson now in the Wildcat. Lunges in for the touchdown. Liberty goes back on top by a score of 14-7. So Centennial cranks off the offense once more. There goes Hatcher trying to stay on his feet. Still a first down on that run. And then check out this. It's going to be Longstreet to Corey Butler leaning over the goal line and in for the touchdown, and that ties the game at 14. And there goes the lights. Watch, we're going to zoom out in a second. You're going to see kind of the full effect. So it's choreographed to the music to go off and on. And
wow.
Again, it's a whole production, Jeff. Tied at 14, Liberty. Bruzon to Chris McKivitz. Great diving grab there, and that would set up this. Wilson again. Another touchdown for the Lions, and they take the lead 21-14. Just a little bit time left here in the second quarter. This is all before halftime. It feels like an eternity, like an entire game in the first two quarters. Longstreet calls his own number. Big run here by Longstreet, making several guys miss, and finally brought down by the Lions. But Liberty played some pretty good defense in the first half against the Huskies. They would come up with another interception to deny the Huskies. They come up empty on another drive. That was Steven Romero on the pick. And then here's a Liberty on offense, but Justin Lewis playing some great defense, preventing a Lions touchdown. Great job there by Justin Lewis. Centennial trying to get the ball back before halftime, but they would need some defensive stops, and they got it right there. That's Dez Palamalu with the sack there for Centennial. So the Huskies get the football back with less than a minute to play before halftime, but for Matt Logan and those guys, that's an eternity. It's Longstreet to Dylan Wallner on the big completion. The very next play, it's hard to see, but into the back of the end zone, a touchdown strike there for Centennial. They tie the game at 21, and I think he was just doing the Shedeur Sanders. That's a new move now. When you put the watch up. Yeah, that's a new move.
Shedeur.
Yeah, Deion Sanderson.
Fireworks.
Fireworks, video scoreboard, the lights going off and on, and Centennial wins. 42-35, the final score. So Centennial's now 3-2, Jeff, overall. Their only two losses are to the number 1 and the number 2 teams in the country right now. So coming into this game, Liberty from Arizona was 16th in the nation. Centennial was 22, but the Huskies now will be moving on up.
Good. Move on up. Beat those other two teams. I want a rematch of those two they lost already.
Bishop Gorman and Mater Dei. Well, they'll probably get the Mater Dei rematch.
Good.
Yeah, they'll probably
give
get
it
that
right
one
back to them.
Yeah, at some point in the playoffs. All right, next up, and this was a weird game. Our guy Kono covered this game, and it was weird. Poly against Redlands.
Well, Kono's weird too, though.
It was perfect. It was a perfect game for Kono. Oh, he's giving. It's not even side eye. He's just staring at you right now.
Big Ten.
Let's go to the highlights. Dodge Stadium, Redlands High School. Here come the Terriers.
These good helmets.
Yeah, classic, right? Remember they went with the R on the side for a couple seasons, but they went back to that long blue line and the traditional look. Riverside Poly with the football, but here comes the pick by the Terriers right around the goal line. So not only do the Bears come up empty, but they turn the ball over to the Terriers here. Poly doing their thing on defense as well. So now the Terriers are backed up near their own goal line. And here comes the safety. The Bears sniffing out, nowhere to go. And Jeff, Riverside Poly takes the old 2-0 lead in this
because
game.
it's a bear chasing a little dog. It's a terrier. A little terrier, yeah. That's not fair.
Big packed house out there, as we mentioned, at Dodge Stadium, home of Redlands High School. Poly with the ball, trying to go downfield. They get it inside the 5-yard line, so the Bears are on the move. They try to go for, well, of course, the end zone, right? You want to come away with 6, but a great defense there by Redlands. So that sets up the field goal, and it's going to be up and good. So, Jeff, it was 5-0 Riverside Poly, and it stayed that way for the majority of the game, really.
Until about the 4th inning.
Check out this catch. Off the helmet, Julian Scarborough, the Terrier, stays with it. Great catch there by Scarborough. But here we're going to end it with the Terriers driving, but not for long. Poly's going to come up with the big pick. This is going to be number 8. Lejon Johnson rips it away for the interception there by Riverside Poly. The Bears led 5-0 with about 90 seconds to play.
No!
When the Terriers scored and got the 2-point conversion. So the Bears were that close, Jeff, to coming away with a victory tonight.
They lost to a small, funny-looking dog.
It was so close.
Man.
8-5 the final in that one. All right. Next up, how about one of the big games in San Bernardino County, Etiwanda taking on Cajon, two of the top programs we've seen, Jeff, in the last 5 or 10 years.
Jaden Daniels still playing for them?
Man. No. But I did see a post on social media. He's got those, it's a Riverside company, Hey Dude shoes. You know Hey Dude? It's a
Yeah.
Riverside company, but he was on there wearing LSU like those style Hey Dude shoes.
Hey, dude, they're like Dude Perfect. My kids love them. They're advertising them as
Kinda
well.
like that.
Yeah, same company. I mean, seriously, they're wearing those shoes. I'm going to get some.
I
Hey
have them,
Dudes.
but it's not the Hey Dude brand. I don't want to bring it up right now. I don't want to step on anyone's toes.
All right, sounds good.
All right, so let's go to the highlights. Etiwanda and Cajon, two of the top teams in San Bernardino County, and Etiwanda came in undefeated. And Jeff, they would leave this game undefeated. Cajon, they started off 3-0, but they've lost 2 games in a row now. But they've played some good teams. They lost last week to Lincoln from the San Diego area, who's a state champion from a year
Marcus
ago.
Allen went there.
Yes, that's right. And then they came back and they took on a very good Etiwanda team from the Baseline League, and it would be Etiwanda in this one. We'll finish up with one more touchdown for the Eagles. And, Cajon's usually pretty tough in that secondary. They usually have a defense that flies around, but Etiwanda getting the best of the Cowboys tonight in a kind of a high-scoring game. 48-26 the final there. And two of the, like I said, better teams in San Bernardino County going head-to-head.
Wow, yeah, that's tough loss, though, for Cajon.
Yes, they'll bounce back. I can't wait for CBL play.
Well, that's going to be fun.
You're about to see Citrus Valley had a big win tonight, so that CV Cajon game, Citrus Valley against Beaumont, all those games are going to be big. Beaumont plays Ukaipa to open up CBL play. That's another big one. Both teams are undefeated right now. All right, let's go to the scoreboard for the first time tonight here on the Friday Night Pep Rally on Riverside TV. We'll start with the game that you just saw. Centennial beating Liberty from Arizona 42-35. It was tied at 21 at halftime. Huskies came out on top. Corona Panthers. Panthers are 4-1. Jeff. Our boy Coach Andy Diaz getting it done out there. 42-14 tonight against Rancho Alamitos. Nice win there for Corona High. Roosevelt, another team from the Big West Conference, picking up a big win tonight. 38-31 against Colony. So the Mustangs are 4-1 going into conference play. Murrieta Valley and San Clemente. There's lots of history between these two teams.
Ferret Bachmeyer had a great game, it sounds like.
Bachmeyer.
Oh, Squirrel Bachmeyer or Tiger Bachmeyer.
Yeah.
That's it.
Bear Bachmeyer, 39
Bear
30.
Bachmeyer. That's one of those guys.
Bear's the quarterback, and I didn't hear exactly how this went down, but if it was a dramatic finish, we'll probably talk about it on the Inland Sports Show next week. That was a big win there. This one was maybe the premier game we've had in our area, at least here in Week 5. Rancho Cucamonga winning on the road at Vista Murrieta as Brian Hildebrand in the Cook, man. Still undefeated, getting ready for Baseline League play. It's only going to get tougher, and Coley Candell taking his first loss as they get ready for Big West Conference play. The game that was on Riverside TV tonight, King over JW North on 3rd in Chicago, 38-21 the final in that one. Etiwanda over Cajon and 2 ranked teams from San Bernardino County. That was a good one. As we continue with CBL schools, Redlands beating Riverside Poly. Man, I just feel bad for the Bears.
In the bottom of the ninth, the closer came in and lost it on a 3-run bomb.
I told Kono this game is probably going to be 5-0. I just got a feeling, and then I'm wrong again. Citrus Valley beating Ayala 35-24. That is a nice win for the Blackhawks to get some momentum, some confidence going into CBL play coming up next week. San Jacinto over Harupa Hills 45-27. Jeff, the Jack does it again. They're coming on strong right now to win another Mountain Pass League title.
They'll lose next week.
No.
Yeah, they'll lose. They always lose every time. They lose every game.
How dare you? I can't wait for that matchup with Liberty, though. Bloomington over Indian Springs, 56-8 the final score. Don't sleep on the Bruins. They're 5-0 right now.
Is that the ghost of Don Markham right there? 56-8?
You would think, right? Scored a lot of points at Bloomington? Yeah, of course. All right. So, Jeff, I think you're going to run over. I think we've got some coaches in the house, right?
Oh, yeah. We got a couple ding-dongs, my buddies. Chris Jaddock and Gary Hedlund will be joining us.
All right, so let's take our first commercial break of the night. I think our first and only. I don't want to trip our director, Jason, up. He's probably like, what is going on tonight? We're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll talk some Sanji football with head coach Chris Chaddock and his OC, former La Sierra head coach Gary Hedlund, next here on the Friday Night Pep Rally on Riverside TV.
The City of Riverside is pleased to announce a new innovative downtown parking program called Parking Your Way, designed to offer more convenient, accessible, and up to 90 minutes free parking in aggregate each day. Parking Your Way will utilize a web app where patrons can select 30 minutes of free parking in a metered on-street space and or 60 minutes free in either a public parking lot or public parking garage. Patrons can conveniently pay and extend their parking needs as well through the web app. Parking Your Way will benefit the Riverside community by enhancing the downtown parking experience, leading to improved quality of life and encouraging patrons to frequent downtown establishments. The web app can be used to select free parking options, pay for parking, and extended parking sessions right from your smartphone. To illustrate how easy the web app is to use, let's demonstrate how a patron would pay for parking in downtown Riverside once they arrive to their parking destination. First, I locate a QR code in the area I'm parking at. I use the camera on my smartphone to scan the QR code. The QR code redirects my smartphone to a web page where I can then enter in my cell phone number. Once done, click Proceed. I'm now able to see the different dates and length of time options in that area. I choose to park my car for about 1 hour and 30 minutes, and I enter in my license plate number. Once completed, I then click Continue. The web app now leads me to a payment page where I enter my credit card information. When done, click Authorize Card. The parking session has now begun. I will receive a text message with the session info. I'm now able to see the parking session, the duration for which I have parked, and the payment that I have authorized for. If you frequent downtown Riverside, it may be best to download the web app and create an account so you don't have to enter all the information each time you park. Parking in downtown Riverside just became easier. This concludes the City of Riverside's parking web app demonstration. Thank you so much.
And we are back on the Friday Night Pep Rally here on Riverside TV. Periodically, we try to bring in some in-studio guests. I know it's late on Friday night. Most people have better things to do. They're asleep, they're at home, they're watching a movie, maybe they're watching the show right now. But once in a while, we get a coach who's very gracious, and tonight we actually got two to join Jeff Gorham in our Coach's Corner. So, Jeff, you got two very special friends with you tonight.
Well, I don't want to call them special, but they're friends of mine. First off, I have to my left, I have Gary Henlon, the assistant coach of San Gorgonio High School and a former head coach at La Sierra. And then to my right, I have the head coach, dear friend of mine. Oh, I look tiny compared to these guys. The great Chris Channing. I mean, very rarely do I look small, but I feel small. How you guys doing tonight?
Oh, man, you get the sickness for the thickness. Guys, I'm doing great, man. I'm glad to be here.
Now tell us, you guys were last year, you were at Indian Springs. Now you're at San G. How did you guys connect? I mean, he's a head coach, you're a head coach. How did this all come about?
Well, I mean, I'll let Gary tell the story because he actually reached out to me when I was looking for an offensive coordinator, and it's a really good story. So
yeah, actually, I saw your coach's interview with Pep when he was first hired, and I was drawn to kind of his thought process and his different approach to high school football and the way that he leads his program. And so I reached out to him when I found out that he was looking for an offensive coordinator, and we just connected right away, had a really long conversation, got to know each other, have become friends, family, and brothers throughout the last 4 years together. So yeah, that's just happened that way.
We know Chaddock doesn't know anything about offense, so I'm glad you brought him on. So honest to goodness though, I mean, you guys are friends not only on the field, but off the field as well. Your kids are playing together. You have two. Tell us, how many kids you have now?
I now have 3 children.
3 kids,
yes.
like in a span of about 2 months, you have 3 kids all of a sudden. And then you got their friends, the children are buddies.
Man, the boys are the best of friends. You should see them. Like, we've gone to several monster jams together, lots of park time. They're together at least once a week on the football field, hanging out. They fight just like brothers too. It's the funniest thing. They're the best of friends.
Well, I know it's a family atmosphere. I talk to you, Chris. I talk to Gary. You guys do a lot within the community, and really, you really bring this team together. You do a lot of different functions. Yesterday, I think you had parents write letters to their kids. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh yeah. So it's kind of a combination of 2 things. I write letters to my kids on their birthday. And then we had a guy that we talked to a couple years back, Masaki Masamoto, that kind of inspired that. And You know, a lot of times as a kid, I mean, I grew up in San Bernardino. This is my alma mater, in case you don't know. I graduated from San G.
I know.
So when you grow up in the Dirty Dino, a lot of times you just don't have parental involvement, or parents are working and they say a quick "I love you," and you know they love you because they're working hard for you and they're doing everything they need to do. And we've got some great parents there, but there's something about having that in writing. You could tell yesterday when the kids got their letters and they opened them up and they got to read them, the genuine emotion and the tears.
And these are from the kids' parents.
These are from the kids' parents. We had some moms write, some dads write, grandmas write. It was just an amazing thing. And we're doing things like that in our weekly family dinners, which are not team meals. We actually have a dinner where we invite all the families and the cheerleaders and the little kids' brothers. And we sit there and have a potluck style dinner. So it's a great thing. Like
You have guest speakers as well?
Oh, we do. We have guest speakers. Alma mater, like Nate Metters came there. Who else have we had, Coach?
Paul Rodriguez.
Paul Rodriguez played at San Diego State.
Coach Ha.
Coach Hall from Redlands.
Wow.
He is a San G alumni, and he's actually proud to say that he's from San Bernardino, even though everybody thinks he's a Redlands guy.
Yeah.
But you know, he got his start in the Dirty Dino. He was an offensive lineman back in the 80s. You know, went to school with my athletic director, Matt Maida. So, you know, there's a lot of people, a lot of deep, rich history with San Gorgonio football. You know, I was there for one of their most recent championships, 2016.
That's right. I think I think I voted against you guys.
Every time, and that's how we became friends. The adversarial Salty G, the Salty G. And if you don't know, one of the reasons I have Gary on here is he's the Pep Fernandez to my Salty G. So.
Well, that's great to hear. Now, Gary, you were a head coach, a successful head coach. You've worked under Ken Batdorf. You were the head coach at La Sierra. What's the difference between being an assistant coach after being a head coach and working with a guy like Chris Chaddick?
Well, I think that what Chris does for our kids in our program, the way that he loves on our kids, it allows for me to just be myself. Coach says repeatedly, for every position coach to be the head coach of their own position. So offensively, I'm the head coach of the offense. So I get to run the whole offense and do exactly what I want to do and put our kids in a position to succeed. And because Chris values his coaches and respects us and empowers us, he puts us in a position where we're able to just be very successful. So
now tell us a little bit about your team this year. You know, you came over from Indian Springs. San G hasn't, I mean, since their championship, they've kind of had a couple down years. And you guys have kind of turned it around quickly, to say the least.
Yeah, first and foremost, I have to give props to, you know, one of the unsung heroes of our team, Kenny Lawler. He said it from the beginning. You know, this is a longtime college coach that was actually my boss at Valley College.
Okay.
When I coached there. He said he came on the team because God told him to, and he said, just simply believe, coach, and great things are going to happen. And that's honestly what we think we've brought, is we've brought a sense of belief, a sense of community. I know the history as a guy that graduated from there, that was there for the good years. You know, you aren't defined by your failures, you're defined how you react to the failures. And we say it all the time. Victory requires payment in advance, and the boys are paying their dues. 4-1 going into this league season, and you know it's a very competitive league. Anything can happen, but I like our chances. And you know, we lost to a very tough Liberty team that's probably going to finish in the top 10 in IE.
Oh, of course.
Be a Division 4 kind of team, Division 5 kind of team, and all props to Coach Broach. That guy's amazing. I had a chance to talk to him, and I had a chance to talk to your referee friend.
My referee buddy?
The worst referee in the world. Yeah, and you know, we've got guys like Andy Martinez, and we've got guys that played there like Cordell, and you know, I've brought on my running back coach, Mike Martin, and you know, so many great coaches. Who else, Coach? That's
Montre Moore.
Oh, Montre Moore, who's like a son to me. He was a Division II All-American last year. Oh. You know, he's soon to be police officer in San Bernardino. He's going through the process.
Whittemore, another alumni.
Ryan Whittemore, another alumni that played for us. So we've got a great group of young coaches, the old school dudes that have been coaching
Andy
since.
Martinez has been around longer than Batdorf, like
Yes.
720
Yes,
years.
Andy was teammates with Jesus, and Moses was his quarterback. So, you know, we have some great experience that we rely on. You know, Coach Lawler is not too far removed. He won a national title as a defensive coordinator at Mount Sac, coached at Boise State for 3 years.
Nice.
So we've got an incredibly gifted staff, and you know that all starts up top with our athletic director Matt Maida, who has empowered us to do some great things. And I mean, it's so much fun when you do it for your alma mater.
Oh, it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
It's the best.
Now, Gary, guys, before I let you go, we got to talk about some of these players. Let's talk about some of your offensive guys that you want to highlight that we need to know.
Yeah, so offensively, we have a lot of talented kids. Our quarterback, Peyton Clark, is one of the best quarterbacks in the area. He has been leading our offense this whole season, doing a great job. Running backs, we have Dylan Carolina, who has been an all-around player for us. He's scored on offense, defense, and special teams. We also have Deron Tyson, a good running back, and then our receiving corps, very good. Francisco, Jaden Edgar, Javen Sawyer, Jacob Whittemore. We have a lot of really good players, and then our offensive line has really come along under the guidance of Coach Clark and Coach Cordell, with Angel and Kmart and Lala, a freshman actually. I would have to say probably one of the better freshman linemen in the area.
Yes.
A very talented kid, done a great job for us leading our offensive line, and so we have a lot of good players on that offense, offensive line wise as well. Omar and Chris as well.
Okay, now defensively. You're the defensive guy.
Yes,
now
sir.
give us some defensive guys we can look out for.
The first guy that stands out, he's like, you know, you're not supposed to have favorites, but he's probably my favorite, and everybody knows. Zion Clark. Kid has 53 tackles.
Whoa.
He's a monster. Absolute great player. High football IQ. Coach Hedlund will probably attest to this. He's probably the best all-around athlete and player on our team, and he's so coachable. Coach's dream. We have a defensive tackle, Adrian Favela, who kind of does it all. He sacks, harasses the quarterback, runs. He had a pick 6 in one of the games. Another guy that's really impressive is a sophomore, Anthony Rucker, that I'm telling you, that man is going to be a D1 athlete. He is a man amongst men. He is a human bowling ball.
Yeah.
And, you know, he plays a little offense and runs people over. We have a package called A-Train that's simply named after him. He plays with a nasty, nasty, nasty streak. And, you know, we got a couple young up-and-comers that are, you know, doing John Rubio, whose brother is also a coach on our team, who played on the championship teams. He's one of the young coaches, freshman, and helps out with the varsity DBs. Rubio is up there in tackles in the high 40s. And it's just a good group of kids, and the thing that's great about it is we're relatively young. The whole O-line's coming back next year. The linebacker core.
So the cupboard is full.
The cupboard is, I wouldn't say full, but the cupboard is definitely not empty. Hey, we can always use more. So if you're in the city of San Bernardino and want to play football for San Gorgonio High School, we will welcome you to the family with open arms.
Well, guys, I won't take up any more of your time because it's getting late here. But I really want to thank you for showing up. I think you guys are both very good friends of mine, and wish you nothing but the best. Who do you guys open with next week?
We open up, I believe, with Notre Dame.
Okay.
Where Pontius Pilate used to be.
Yeah, Pontius Pilate lists now, but make sure you guys go out and check out San Gorgonio. He's Gary Hedlund, the offensive coordinator. He is Chris Chaddock, the head coach. Both great guys leading San G to a bright future. So I'm going to turn this back over to Pep, but thanks, guys, for joining us tonight.
Yes,
Thanks
sir.
for having us.
All right, Pep, it's back to you, buddy.
Man, love that look, looking down on your head, Jeff. Look at that. Oh, that's wonderful. Thanks, guys. It was an honor to have you guys here in studio tonight. Again, Sanchi opening up league play next week against Notre Dame. They're 4-1 on the season right now. All right, more scores and highlights to get to, and we'll start with Norte Vista playing on the road at Muir in Pasadena. We've got a couple highlights we want to get to. Quarterback Seth Bolander on the run for Novi, runs in the touchdown, score there for the Braves. And then on this carry, it's going to be Dreddy Elaine.
Ready, Freddie, and Eddie.
All the way in for the touchdown. A couple TDs there for Norte Vista as they go on to the big road win against Muir. I just had the final score in front of me. Was it 33-28? 33-20. I was close.
33-20.
33-20.
And remember, Muir was the Division 10 state champions last year, CIF state champions.
So I've heard. And even going back to last season again, as we transition to Rancho Verde here, Rancho Verde kind of started off slow last year.
They did.
They were 0-5. They got to Ivy League play, picked up some big wins, made things very interesting for that Ivy League championship last season. And then they got hot in the playoffs. They went to the semifinals. I think it was D8. I think it was Division 8 last year. So Rancho Verde picking up from where they left off last year. Let's go to the highlights. They were taking on Silverado tonight on Teen Vision TV 16. Our friend Tim Hatch was on the call.
He's
Jeff,
your
tonight.
friend. He's not my friend. He happens to,
He's everyone's friend.
Well, he was in my wedding. I don't know if I like him that much anymore.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dylan Riley, the big touchdown run for the Mustangs. They were already up 18-zip at that point. Dylan Riley. It was a Marion Orange getting into the act. He had a couple touchdown catches in this one as well. In fact, this is orange right there on the other end.
Isn't orange part of their colors? I'm colorblind, or is it red?
Red.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Rancho Verde, who's Verde is green, is actually red, and they got orange on the team. So think about that.
Okay. Yeah, I'm colorblind, so it messes up everything.
Wrap your brain around that one. Another touchdown here for Rancho Verde. This time it's going to be number 2, Jarius Majet. And all Rancho Verde tonight on Teen Vision TV 16. 40-0, the final score.
40-0.
Mustangs looking good, looking strong as they get ready for Ivy League play next week.
What is the Silverado nickname? What's their, do you know?
Oh, man, is it the Hawks? Does anybody in here know?
No.
Silverado?
Silverado, Silver.
San G guys, anybody?
Anyone? No.
Silverado?
No one
Hawks?
knows. No.
The Hawks! Oh, bingo!
Hawks! A good call there. You're right.
From way downtown. Okay. Highlights from one more game. What else can I say? Arrowhead Christian red hot. My Eags are 5-0 now after another big win tonight. Let's just go to the highlights.
ACA!
Out there at hashtag Yucktown.
Wait, is your daughter in there?
My daughters are somewhere
Are they both in there?
Somewhere in there.
There's little Fernando, little Peps.
That is your boy, Caden Rossi on the touchdown run for the Eags. That put them up 28-14. And Jeff, they would hold on in this one. We're going to go to the final play of the game. ACA up by a touchdown. Grace Brethren with the football. Kind of a wacky sequence trying to make a miracle happen in Yucktown tonight. Tossing it all around. The Eags batted down. In fact, I think that was Alan Overholt with an interception there for the Eagles at the end. That's how it ends. 5-0. ACA does it again. The mighty Eags, Jeff. Behold, ACA.
They might be my new favorite team.
They might be.
They might be because they have the Pep Fernandez daughters
That's right.
as cheerleaders.
Mighty Eags. They cheered them to victory tonight.
Yes, they did.
All right, let's go back to the scoreboard. In fact, I was just looking through, real quick, my messages on my Inland Sports YouTube, and some guy was very offended that we haven't mentioned the Orange Vista versus Paloma Valley score. But guess what?
We haven't?
We were planning to do it right now.
Yes.
We got the scoreboard built. We're going to get to it in just a moment. Why would we ignore Orange Vista or Paloma Valley? Why would we do that?
And I live by Paloma Valley, so I guess
It's your team.
There's the old highlight.
Hey, Novi won. They're good. We know that.
Here.
Ken Batdorf.
There it is.
There it is. Everybody, behold, Orange Vista is a 20-point winner against Paloma Valley, 48-28. And they were saying all the teams in Riverside County deserve to be mentioned. Well, guess what? This is your moment,
yes,
Orange Vista. Enjoy it. Really soak it in. You guys win 48-28 tonight. Silverado and Rancho Verde, the Mustangs improved to 4-1 as they wrap up non-league play with a big shutout victory. Temescal Canyon also with a shutout win, 21-0 against Vista from the San Diego area.
Nice area, though. They just got hammered.
Look at that, 3 shutouts in a row. Vista Del Lago blanking La Quinta, 35-zip. The Ravens, man, they're 5-1, Jeff, and we probably don't talk about Vista Del Lago enough. They got a good thing going on down there with Coach Tui.
What is Vista Del Lago in Spanish?
View by the lake.
Is that what it
Lakeview.
is? Oh, Lakeview.
Lakeview,
All right,
yeah.
Thanks there, Pat.
Moval, you can never count out the Vikings. They win by 1 against Chaffee, 29-28 the final there. Valley View and Ontario, 49-zip the finals. The Eags improved to 2-3 overall. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we talked about Laguna Beach earlier this year because didn't Novi play Laguna Beach in the playoffs last year? Was that the quarters or semifinals?
Quarters.
Quarters, right? To get to the semifinals?
It was the quarters.
It was the quarters, right? So Laguna Beach played Lakeside, and they dropped 76 on the old Lancers.
Now, remember, you know who was the Riverside connection at Laguna Beach? Mike Churchill was the athletic director and coach at Laguna Beach.
Was he really?
Yes, he was.
I did not know
now
that.
He's retired and living up in Oregon. I'm going to go visit him pretty soon here.
Did you say Oregon?
He's up in Oregon. Up on the Oregon coast.
Who is this guy?
Oregon.
All right, Grand Terrace and Granite Hills, yes. Granite Hills over GT, 54-26 the final there. Mountain Ball. Are you down with Mountain Ball, Rim of the World, and Bishop wins 14-7.
Hey, Bishop has a great bakery. It's called
Shots.
Shots
Yes,
Bakery.
I know.
They have
It is.
sheep herder's bread. Oh,
So-
it's fantastic.
What's it?
So our people in the sheep herder's bread, right? That's what they're famous for.
Sheep herder's bread?
Yeah,
No,
and-
I was gonna. Kono's running the audio behind the scenes. I was gonna mention. I saw him in the middle of the night.
You saw
up
Kono
there.
in the
What's
middle of the
that?
night?
Is that the 395
Yes.
to Bishop? I think it was Lone Pine or Big Pine. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and I walk into a gas station, and who's there? Mean mugging me? Kono.
What?
Yeah, true story. Yeah,
guys
he's
like-
going fishing with your family, like your dad. Yeah, that's right, and your brother. Yeah, okay.
He's a stalker.
Anyways,
Oh, there's another
more Mountain Ball. Big Bear, the Big Bear Bears coming up short against Victor Valley, 22-14. ACA, we can't give the Eags enough coverage.
Best team in the world.
5-0, world champions. And Yucca Valley against Banning, and Yucca Valley 57-zip. I think it was like 49-0 at halftime. Running clock in the second half, 57-zip the final there. And Jason, I think that's it, right?
Wait, I have a question.
I think that's it.
Did Eisenhower did not play tonight?
They did not. I told you it was a diet version tonight, Jeff.
Remember, if they keep winning, I have to give up my pinky.
I know.
I'm a little scared. Hey,
Did you
are we
guys hear that? Did you guys-
Yeah, if they're going to give up my pinky right there. That's a little pinky. Hey, you know, I have to announce this.
What?
We are going to have 3 high school games this next week instead of just 1. We have 3 games coming up.
Wait, okay, so Riverside TV usually does the Friday night game,
I'm
but
adding games all over, Pep.
Okay.
I'm using my power of. I'm gonna tell you who we have.
so
Hold on.
I know Arlington versus La Sierra on Friday,
Okay,
right?
listen, Thursday.
What's Thursday?
We have Hillcrest and Novi. We just added it. That will open the River Valley League. I called it the River Bottom. I shouldn't have. The 29th, we're going to have a double header. We have
Okay.
Arlington and La Sierra.
Okay.
And Orange Vista and North High School.
Ooh.
So the good ones.
3 games.
3 games.
In 2 nights.
I'm going to be busy. I love high school football. Can't wait.
But before that, even tomorrow, live on Riverside TV, California School for the Deaf Riverside.
Playing the Fremont School
Right.
of the Deaf. You know, we're going to kill them. We're going to cook them, beat them, and eat them. We're going to take care of those guys in Fremont.
Win.
Win
Cubs.
Win Cubs. And it'll be a 3:00 game. Hey, before we go, there's a cooking segment here. Our friend Chris Chaddock
On
brought
Riverside
in,
TV?
Yeah, Riverside TV. He brought in this stuff called kimchi. And I've always wanted to
Come
try
on over,
it.
Coach.
Come on over,
Go on, Coach. Go on,
All
Coach
right,
Gorham's
this is
side.
it. Here we go. This is
All right, here we go. Moment of truth.
okay. Here's the deal, though.
Be ready for the pungency.
It smells god awful. Gosh awful. Look at this.
But you eat it with something else. It looks like there's a bowl of rice, right? Is
Yeah,
that
but he
what's
made
going
it
on,
in
Coach?
dirt. Okay, here's the deal. He made it in his backyard. He threw it in the dirt. It was probably covered by banana leaves and whatever. But
Wait, so, Coach, kimchi, it
Korean.
looks like pickled onion, or what is it?
So it's pickled cabbage, a little
Okay.
bit of onion, a little bit of radish.
Okay.
You
right.
kind of make it with a lot of pepper and some.
Did you really make this
Yes,
in your backyard
yes,
with
I
dirt?
did.
All right, guys, here it is.
I did. It is a Cooking with Coach
Oh, I
segment.
can smell it from over here.
Oh,
Yes.
dear gosh, man. This is, I mean, let's see.
You're brave,
Here we
Jeff.
go.
I'm very brave. All right.
Here we go.
And I'm going to bring home.
This is the food of my people.
I can't wait to go home.
I don't know what the people from the Nordics eat, but
I'm going to go home and I'm going to kiss my wife as soon as I get in the door, and she's going to say, "What
What
did you
is
eat?
that?
What is that? Here we go. I have no water.
Oh, well, good luck.
Made with dirt. All right.
Spicy, tangy.
No spice. No spice. And guess what? It tastes like dirt. No, it's not bad. It's got a little tang to it.
yeah, and a little a little homemade rice,
When the tang hits.
little homemade rice to.
Holy cow. That's worse than eating a Sour Patch Kid.
Oh my gosh.
Would you like to try some?
No,
Pat?
you know what? I gotta wrap this up. So, Coach, you stay right there. Jeff, we're not gonna stop the show until you finish that whole bowl. Jason, real quick, I think you already built the graphics. There's a couple of Riverside games we wanted to preview for the following week. Just a couple more. We mentioned 3 games on Riverside TV next week. We also have Norda Vista Hillcrest. That's Thursday night. Again, just added to the TV schedule, so that'll be broadcasted live on Thursday. And then on Friday night we got Patriot versus Ramona. That's another River Valley League opener. That one actually should be really good. That should be a competitive game. Orange Vista versus JW North in the Ivy League. That will also be on Riverside TV. So a doubleheader coming up on Friday on Riverside TV. Notre Dame against San Gorgonio. We got San G in the house. We got San G.
They're gonna lose.
San G and Kim Chi all together. We also have Great Oak versus King. Now, this one is scheduled for Saturday, and that's a big one for Coach McMains and the guys. And we have a second Saturday game, Riverside Poly taking on Paloma Valley. In the Sun Belt League in the Raincross Conference. So 2 Saturday games coming up next week. We'll see if the Bears can bounce back.
Maybe I can convince Scott Brocious to do that game too. I'll have game after game
do all
after
kinds of games.
Sure, you don't want to try any, Pat.
Oh
before
man,
we leave.
I ate a lot of kimchi earlier today, so I think I'm.
look at
full.
Chaddick. Look at Chaddick.
Yeah.
He is. Yeah, that's dirt.
Heaven on earth.
That was made in his backyard. in the dirt. And by the way, he said in the dirty Dino.
Yeah.
But no, thank you for the kimchi. I'm never going to talk to you again, but it was really good.
It's a good experience, Jeff.
Oh, it was a great experience. I'll try it all.
You have to try something new, and now I challenge every coach to come on here to give Jeff a funky food. Let's see what happens.
Funky foods with Jeff.
Yeah, as long as
Yes.
it's not eggs. I don't need eggs. I don't
don't need eggs?
I don't need sour
Yes.
cream. Just weird things. And now I'm never going to eat kimchi again.
That'd be an exciting segment. Funky foods with Jeff.
Funky food with
Oh my gosh. Well, Coach, it was great seeing you. Coach Headland's back there somewhere in the studio. Coach,
He ran out because it smells in here.
appreciate you as well. Scott Brocious and his entire team behind the scenes here at Riverside TV. Thank you guys so much for staying up late with us. Again, kind of a shorter show because week 5, kind of a diet version. But next week,
I'm going on a diet.
Jeff, no, you and Gazal will be hosting. I will be out in the area.
Oh, yeah,
so.
tune in next week. It'll be a blast. It's gonna, just to figure, it's going to be like a bag of cats. Just seriously, it's going to be just chaos. And just watch it. If I'm terrible, either you got Pep next week, or the week after.
Survive just 1 week.
Yeah, 1 week with me.
We'll
The
survive
show will
just
be
1
as
week.
great as a jar of kimchi.
Now, a jar
Oh,
of kimchi
man.
or a bag of cats.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. CSDR live tomorrow and Riverside TV. Check it out. For Jeff Gorham, I'm Pep Fernandez. We'll see you next time.
Are you getting ready for your next adventure? The City of Riverside has got you covered. Our passport acceptance facility